Hello, folks. Hey, buckle up because you're going to ride along with me as we show John Doe and Jane Doe the proper time to file for Social Security retirement benefits. Now, here is the situation. John Doe and Jane Doe. John is 61 years of age, wants to retire at age 62, 1 year from now. Jane Doe is 58 years of age, and she wants to retire 4 years from now. So they both want to retire at age 62. Jane is 3 years behind John. And by the way, just because one retires at age 62, stops working, does not mean that that is the age that they should file for Social Security retirement benefits. But you know what? They're going to do that. Both of them want their Social Security retirement benefits as early as possible, age 62. And by the way, a lot of folks, 50% of folks that file for Social Security, file early, prior to full retirement age. Not necessarily at 62, but file early. Is that the correct way to do it? I'm going to show you an example of how that is not the correct way for John and Jane to file for Social Security retirement benefits. Now, an additional thing that they said was, hey, when we retire, we would like to live off of $50,000 per year for the rest of our lives. Well, obviously, Social Security alone is not going to do that. So that is where their other, in my example, $500,000 pre-tax IRA is going to supplement their income on top of Social Security. So here's what my system came back with. My system came back with and said, okay, well, to be 95% confident, this is Monte Carlo analysis, which is very cool. Incorporates inflation, incorporates market scenarios, 5,000 different market scenarios. John and Jane, based off your current situation, and by the way, the plan or the scenario over here on the right, it's the same because I have not proposed, I have not optimized anything. So both these bars are the same. But what this shows us is you can't live off $50,000 per year in retirement because if you do, you're going to run out of money prior to running out of retirement, which is a polite way of saying you're going to run out of money prior to dying, right? And by the way, life expectancies are included in this financial planning software. So the amount that the system says that you can actually take per year is $44,252 to be somewhat confident that you're not going to run out of money in retirement. Now, a big part of why this is not very high is because in my opinion, and the system's opinion, you have filed for Social Security or you're planning on filing for Social Security at the wrong age. We're going to come back and we're going to optimize the age that gets you the most, not just the most amount of Social Security from the Social Security Administration, but also on an after-tax basis. You know, it's not just about what you get, it's about what you keep after taxes, and the system will show us that. Let me go down to the cash flow here before we optimize this. So what you see here is between John and Jane. Actually, this is just when John retires at age 62. His Social Security amount is $25,570 over that year's period of time. That's not going to get him the $45,000 he needs, so he needs to supplement that with his pre-tax IRA income from his pre-tax IRA, right? And by the way, you'll see this yellow line here. That's $8,600 at age 72. That is what is required that he withdraw and pay taxes on at age 72. Required minimum distributions is where the government says, hey, your individual retirement account that has not been taxed yet, you're 72, you now have to take distributions from that and you have to pay taxes on that. That will come back to that here in a bit. So let's go up and optimize the Social Security amount that they get over their lifetime. Can we get larger than $1 million over their lifetime? You bet we can. So let's go up to improve Social Security. What is the way where they are able to get more money, the most money out of the Social Security system, which includes projections, of course. Now, of course, if both of them were going to pass away at age 63, well, to get the most out of Social Security, they should file at 62. But we use life expectancy calculations in here. And if they're not healthy, if they're healthier than life expectancy, we adjust. But based off life expectancy here, actually a little beyond life expectancy, John should file at age 68, Jane should file at age 66. What does that do? It gets us an additional $4,000, an additional $204,000. That's pretty darn good. And by the way, without doing anything else, adjusting their retirement portfolio, the types of investments that they're in, without adding annuities, without doing a bunch of other stuff we can do, they're almost at their $50,000 here, the plan so far, right? Now, why does this show more than the $204,000 that we've gotten them additional out of Social Security? Why does it show about $260,000 over here? Because again, we have not only maximized the amount that they get from the Social Security Administration, we have also helped them with taxes, right? So here is the new cash flow down here. Because they both delayed filing Social Security, John's not going to file until age 68. Jane is not going to file until age 67. That's what we set up here, right? Nope, 68 and 66. Here's what's happening is they are spending down their pre-tax retirement, their pre-tax IRA over this 6-year period of time here, right? And what that does, by the way, is it alleviates required distributions later on. Well, the entire net of all of this is they're taking, for the most part, their pre-tax IRA money right here, getting taxed on that. Their Social Security is coming in separately. And as a result of that, their Social Security is not being taxed like it otherwise would have if they had that income, unearned income it's called, from the IRA coming in on top of their Social Security benefits. That's right, if you have too much in unearned income coming in while at the same time you're taking Social Security benefits, your Social Security benefits can be taxed upwards of 85%, or 85% of your Social Security benefits, I should say, can be taxed. So this is why it's not just about getting the most out of the Social Security system, as you see over here on the left. It's also about, well, minimizing taxes in retirement. Folks, hope that makes sense. We went through a lot in a very short period of time. Send me an email if you have any questions or would like this complimentary report provided to you. Again, complimentary for free. My number is 515-986-3065, or you can email my company, info@cgfinancialgroupllc.com.